So it is hatch green chili season. What? So it is hatch green chili season. Over here in the States, between around July to October, hatch green chilies are harvested. And if you don't know, hatch chilies are a specific type of chili pepper that can only be a hatch green chili if it has been grown and harvested in the Hatch Valley region of New Mexico. Anyway, I've never actually had them fresh, I've had them canned, but because I'm in Texas in July, they are on the supermarket shelves. So I thought the perfect way to put them to use is to make some fire roasted hatch green chili and cheese sausage. So I picked these up from H-E-B. H-E-B is a supermarket here in Texas. They actually smell really good. They're pretty big, kind of look like slimmer poblano peppers. Anyway, I'm gonna get these prepared by cooking them off, charring them, and de-seeding them before chopping them up for our sausage. So take them outside and get them over some flame. And I think a good way to get these charred off is to use the chud box as it's here. And this is actually set up with the grill basket in. Looking good enough. Get these hot coals spread out. Get these chilies on. And I want to get these really charred up. Get some nice blackened color on them. Give these a little flip. Ooh, nice. These are looking nice and roasty and nice and soft. So take them off, get them into a bowl. They smell incredible. And then take them inside. Get them covered. You can put them into a Ziploc bag. They're gonna steam and soften up and make it really easy to pull those blackened skins off. Put these to the side. While those chilies sweat out, I'm gonna weigh up and cube up some cheese. I've got a block of Monterey Jack here. I think it's gonna work really well. I wanted to do Havarti, but I couldn't find it in block form. So I'm gonna weigh up and dice up this cheese. Now I'm just gonna turn it into cubes, and the easiest way to do that, cut it into a slice, cut it into some strips. Little cubes about that big, just small enough that they'll fit through the horn of the stuffer. That is all weighed up and diced up, and I put this onto a bigger tray with some parchment paper on the bottom because, as you'd expect, I want to get a really good hand bind on these sausages. And Monterey Jack is a very soft cheese. If I put these little cubes into the sausage farce as they are right now, by the time I finish binding it, these are all going to be mushed up and there won't be those nice studded chunks of cheese throughout the sausage. So to give myself a little bit more headroom to play with, I'm going to put them in the freezer, firm them up, and I should be able to bind these into the sausage without squashing them all. Not a critical step, but worth doing. These have rested down, sweated out a little bit. Time to peel them and dice them up. Now that they've sweated out, they will peel really, really easily. So I'm going to get all of that off, take off the stalk, open this up, remove the seeds with the back of my knife, and there I've got some nice fire roasted hatch green chilies. Skins off and mostly de-seeded. Next thing I'm gonna do, again, probably not critical, but I think it's gonna result in a much better sausage, and that is to slightly dehydrate these. These naturally contain a huge amount of water, like most peppers, and because we've cooked them, a lot of that water has started to come out, and when it comes to sausage making, you really wanna be able to control the amount of water that's going into your sausage. And this is gonna go into the toaster oven, which happens to have a dehydration setting, and they won't go in there for long, just to take off most of that surface moisture. And if you don't have a toaster oven with a specific dehydration setting, you could just pop them in your oven on a low heat until they dry out. In preparation for actually making this sausage, I'm going to pull together all of my spices and liquids. Not something that you have to do. I find that everything incorporates easier and it hydrates all the spices. Anyway, starting off with salt. Full recipe will be down below, obviously. Milk powder for that bind insurance, jalapeno powder for some extra heat, some cumin powder because I want to give it a bit of a Tex-Mex vibe, some garlic powder, mustard powder, black pepper, curing salt because we're going to be curing these sausages, because we're going to be curing and cold smoking these sausages, and lastly a bit of MSG. Then I'm going to go on with about 8% water. Mix this all around into a slurry. Again, this is definitely not essential, don't have to do this. I like to do it if I'm ahead and I've weighed all my ingredients out. Set that to the side and let everything come together. After an hour or so, these are coming out and they are, hopefully you can see, much more dry. Then I'm just gonna go through and finally dice these up. These can go into the fridge to cool down. Don't want to be adding anything warm to our sausage.
Right, my name is Dave, and I'm about to make some bloody links. In it?
I'm leaving that in.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Time to make some actual sausage. Now I've got all the prep work out of the way. What I've got here is about 3.5 kilos of brisket trim. Lean brisket meat, brisket fat, and it's about a 70-30 split of lean to fat as usual. And I'm gonna put it through this grinder. It's been in the freezer for about half an hour, so it's nice and cold. Gonna get that nice studded fat. We really don't want the fat to melt because we're trying to make an emulsion, and if the fat renders and melts, the emulsion may split and we'll end up with a crumbly sausage. That's really the goal. All ground up, nice and pebbly, as I say. Time to add our ingredients and make up this sausage. So the first thing gonna go in is our slurry with our spices. This has got all our salt, our pink salt, our milk powder, all mixed with the water. It's gonna make it a lot easier to evenly disperse all that kind of stuff. Then our hatched green chilies, our fire roasted hatched green chilies. And then we just need to get in there with our hands and mix this all around. And I'm not gonna go in with the cheese just yet, because although it's been nice and frozen, I really don't want it to start melting with the heat of my hands. So we're gonna get this about 70% of the way hand mixed, and then we'll throw in that cheese. So that's pretty much 70% of the way there. Gonna throw in our cheese. Brad, would you get the cheese? Oh God. Oh. And then get all this mixed in. So that's feeling good, and you can see even after all that mixing, these cheese cubes are still cubes, which is exactly what I was going for. Get it in some hog casings. Ugh. Get this into the stuffer, make sure that there are no air pockets. Then I've just got some hog casings which I've been soaking in some water. These are 29-32 mil. And then case them as tight as I can, just before they get to a point where they feel like they might pop. Pinch it, twist, and keep going.
Nice and plump.
So that is all of our sausage cased up. These are gonna go onto a tray with a wire rack and then into the fridge overnight to cure. Casings are gonna dry out. The little twists at the end are gonna dry out, and then we'll be cold smoking them tomorrow. Into the fridge, these go overnight. It is the next day. These have dried out nicely in the fridge. Gonna get these onto the 250-gallon pit, nice and smoky post oak fire, and get them cold smoked or cooler smoked. It's so cold inside in the air conditioning and so hot and humid out here this morning, the lens is fogged up. These are looking real good. Probably cook these around maybe 165. Take them up to an internal temperature of about 155. We're really just looking to build loads of color and loads of smoke flavor. Shut that down, nice smoky post oak fire. Come back a little bit. After about 3 or 4 hours, these are temping perfectly around 155, so I'm gonna throw them into an ice bath. This is gonna stop the cooking process. I took them off at a very specific temperature. I don't want them to go too hot, split the cheese, or cause the fat to render out and turn oily. It's also gonna set the casing tight against the meat. It's gonna shock it, it's gonna tighten up, it's gonna bind to that meat a little bit better, and you're gonna get a much more snappier skin. And also sausage like this tends to shrivel up if you allow it to cool naturally. So what we've got is some non-shriveled sausages. Once these have fully chilled down, we'll take them out, clean them up a little bit, let them dry, and they can go back in the fridge until we're ready to reheat them and eat them. Right, so we're back. We reheated some of these on the little pit outside, and they are looking very good. Yummy. Looking forward to this.
I can't wait. Snap it.
I'll let you snap it.
Ooh, that looks nice and juicy though. Look at that cheese and the chilies. I'm gonna take a big bite. Mmm. Whoa.
Good?
Oh my God, yeah.
Looks very juicy.
What's the mix on this?
All beef. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All beef? Wow.
Yeah.
That is delicious. Juicy, cheesy. You can really taste the hatched chilies. Very well made sausage. If I got served that at a restaurant, I'd be very happy.
Yeah. You wanna try some, Brad?
Yeah. Ooh.
That cheese hasn't completely greased out.
Looking smoky, looking juicy.
Give it a crunch.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, that's fantastic.
great sausage.
Cheesy, smoky, juicy, plump.
I don't know what else you could want from a sausage right there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very good.
Seasoned perfectly, executed perfectly,
Yeah, that's fantastic.
idyllic.
Yeah, the cheese looks great.
Yeah.
Didn't ooze out. Good texture on it too. It's very gooey.
Yep, I'm happy with the Monterey Jack choice as well.
Yeah. I would say, if anything, I could take a little bit more spice.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking just like one, for this batch of like 3.5 kilos, 1 or 2 serranos or a jalapeno.
Every now and then you get like some hatches that are spicy. It's kind of like the shishitos, like
Right.
one in every few are spicy.
Yeah.
Is it right? I read that they get spicier throughout the season. Is that true or
I mean,
not
I always
true?
thought that like jalapenos are spicier in the summertime. Maybe they just, I don't know.
Hot jalapeno summer.
I'm sure there's some kind of science behind it, but I don't know it.
Ladies, would you like a link?
Just no one?
No.
Do it again.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm here to eat some sausage.
Green chili
Hash green chili.
and Monterey Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Good?
It's crispy. I like it.
Yeah. Very cheesy.
Yeah.
Hatch chilies. Is it hatch chili season?
It's
Nice.
back around.
All right, I'll go to Central Market. Mwah.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to teach people where they're kind of
yeah.
smiling at you, and I always go this way. And I saw you starting this way. I'm always like straight up and down on it. I've been trying to tell them like 4 or 5 cuts through
Right.
the sausage. That way you can get a nice big piece.
Yeah.
And even if you are eating a piece like this, you can still get a snap.
Do you know what I really appreciate, other than everything you just said, was that you actually cut through the entire sauce. It might be my biggest pet peeve at a barbecue restaurant, when they just do the half cut so it's all coiled together.
Accordion slinky sausage.
It's awful.
I don't like it.
Me neither.
Do you remember that place we went to that I won't name where they cut the tip of the flat brisket off into a burnt end and then they pre-sliced halfway through?
Oh no.
Do you remember that?
No. Oh.
Do you remember they took the burnt end and then they like pre-sliced but
Oh, I
only
do
halfway
remember
through, and then it was like an accordion of brisket burnt end. I'm very happy with that.
Fantastic job. This one's extra
Super
cheesy. I'm gonna eat that too.
Yeah, looks
Oh,
like
wow.
you know, like the on a Magnum gun where you load the bullets.
Yes, look at that.
It's called a revolver.
A revolver. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not American.
Not from here.
Very good. Recommend it.
Delicious. Excellent job.
Smoky, not too smoky, beautiful color, perfectly executed sausage.
Turgid.
Yeah. Snappy. Yep, that's good.